This EFL Cup Round 4 Picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code PLGP. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Monday, October the 27th. That's just reminded me it's Holmes' birthday. I need to text him. He's 50. And we are here to have a look back over a Premier League weekend, which finished late on Sunday. And then there's some EFL Cup stuff this week. The round 4 games, there's 8 round 4 games. I have picked 3 ties to have a small interest in. At this point, I normally introduce from somewhere in Nottinghamshire, Mr. Barry Penaluna. But Mr. Barry Penaluna is not somewhere in Nottinghamshire. He's somewhere in Central Europe. I believe he is in Budapest. I don't know if he's on the Buda or the Pest side of the Danube. But about 2 hours ago, Barry decided, much like I did a couple of months ago when I was in Turkey, that the internet and etc. was all a little bit hard work to try and get online, which Barry's given me relentless stick for, if you remember that. Well, Barry's decided that the hotel Wi-Fi and the fact it's going to keep everybody awake, they might be a couple of hours ahead of us. So it might be 11 or midnight or something. Anyway, Barry's not joined us live. Barry is lurking in the chat, though. I can see him making unhelpful remarks. So maybe he's here by proxy, Barry. So there you go. We'll have a little look back over the weekend because there was plenty winning picks. We've got some touting to do. I can smell myself a little bit. We'll do some eye catches. And then, as I say, we will look into the EFL Cup games, which take place on Tuesday and Wednesday night. The NFL, MLB, NBA, college football, NHL, are all live. We've got the podcasts for everything. In fact, I'm doing the horse racing tomorrow. I'm doing the Breeders' Cup tomorrow on the notorious OTB with the Wolf of Oaklawn. So if you want some ponies for the weekend, listen to that. Catch every episode wherever you get your podcasts. I will get my apologies in now for anything I have already or I'm about to fuck up technologically in the next half an hour or so, because it's an absolute shambles. I'm pressing the buttons. Normally, if you watch live, I put my hands in the air and do jazz hands, which means it's time for Barry to press a button. But that's not possible this time round, because Barry, I think if he is watching, he could still press the buttons. Like, he could definitely act like producer Barry for once, but not to worry. The chat, who's here? Callum was first in. Callum, how you doing? Danny Midler, Danny, not the Mackham, lives in Toronto, and he says that Toronto is buzzing with the Blue Jays being in the World Series. Yeah, I bet it is exciting. I know there's a lad who sits 3 along from me at St James's Park. Is a big Toronto Blue Jays fan, because I never get to talk baseball with anybody. So I talked to him about it. The only issue I've got with that, Danny, is I've got enough money to win a small family car on the LA Dodgers at 5-1, which I put on months and months and months ago. So they're about minus 200 now. They're about 2-1 on. So my 5-1 looks good. So I would cheer the Blue Jays on. Other than that, Barry Penaluna is here. Joe Dollar. Joe, welcome along. Michael Roberts. No, we're not divorced. Sometimes, Michael, parents just fall out of love and they need to spend some time apart. So don't worry, Michael, and Barry will take you to the zoo next weekend. That's not a problem. Fefwef is here. And I think that's it, everybody. Michael's got the first tout of the night in Brighton Corners, which Michael put out live on the show last week. So one to you, Michael. The next line on my note says, Barry, talk us through your trip, which he can't do, but I do know he went to see Ferencvaros yesterday. who got beat, he said, off bottom of the league. And there was a bloke in the crowd with an eagle, if you've seen the photos. So I'm sure I won't spoil Barry's trip. He can tell us all about that next week. I didn't do much except go to the match on Saturday, went to the Fulham match, which the Saturday 3 o'clocks against these mid-table teams are just a banana skin. Because after you've played Liverpool, Arsenal, Champions League games, no one can really be arsed. You could tell by the amount of resale tickets that there was on the socials. And even after I got in from kids' football at Saturday lunchtime, and I just thought, I can't be bothered. But I pulled myself together and I went. Enjoyed it. I mean, you get a last-minute winner. How many of those you get in your life? Maybe a couple of dozen 90th minute winners from Bruno. So I enjoyed it. It was important and we needed it. Picks-wise, I got Barry to break his picks down for me. Let's have a look. Only 4 winners, but returned 12.5 units. Well done, Baz. 2.5 up. So mainly due to Burnley winning at 16-5. Other easy winners, Bournemouth team total, both teams to score and overs in the Man United game and the Liverpool game. So fairly facile stuff for Baz. So Baz was in the winner's circle. I was very much in the winner's circle. My picks only went 5, 4 and 1. I got a push in the Palace game. So 5 and 4 with the outright results, but up over 11 units as well, which is perfectly acceptable. My lock missed, which was Manchester City. My dog got tossed up, didn't I, between Brighton and Tottenham for my underdog, and I took Brighton, but obviously Tottenham hit it round about 2-1. But the big story here, everybody, I don't know if you can smell something just wafting through from the kitchen over there. It smells to me like a corned beef pie. However, if you just smell a little bit deeper, you can sense that the corned beef pie aroma is usurped by a steak and Stilton pie. Because yes, ladies and gentlemen, I was in the winners column for my steak and Stilton accumulator. My corned beef pie was over 2.5 goals in Chelsea, Brentford and Manchester United games. So that paid 31-10, so plus 310 there. I was delighted with that. But the steak and Stilton, we try and hit 1 or 2 of these a season to get us into profit. A 4-timer on the team total of Leeds, which hit on Friday night, Brighton, Wolves, and Tottenham was last in. Now, remarkably, 3 of them were in by half-time. Tottenham, Wolves, and Leeds had all scored twice by half-time. So it was nearly the easiest 25-1 winner of all time as well. Brighton made it a little bit dodgy, didn't they? When Brighton scored like 83 and 88 or something silly. But to hit a 25-1 winner, you do need a little bit of luck. I'd rather be lucky than good, as certain people said. So yeah, absolutely delighted with that. The 2 accumulators hit. One person who is in the losers circle this week is Data Dave, the knob. Data Dave, he drank the Kool-Aid, didn't he? He bet Wolves. We said at the time it was a bit of a ropey pick. I picked Wolves as well. I mean, back to 2-2. It did look like we were going to go on to win it. But they didn't. It was a nice win for Burnley. I'm sure Smudger will be delighted with that. So, down to 6-2. Data Dave, his winning streak is well and truly over. Barry's full of beef goulash. Ooh, get in. But I love a bit of goulash, Baz. I quite like a stew. But the beef goulash with the little onions, shallots, plenty of paprika in there, bit of sour cream. I don't know if that's Tory Scran or not. It's probably not Tory Scran in Hungary, but it's probably Tory Scran over here. Question to me, Baz, is did you have dumplings in it? That's what I want to know. You tell me about dumplings. There was a dumpling question on the University Challenge tonight. Did anyone watch that? You bunch of heathens? Doubt it. I got all 3. No, I might have got 2 of the 3 dumplings. I think I missed the Indonesian one, the weird Far Eastern dumpling. But I got the pierogi and I got the quenelles as well. So there you go. MyBookie.ag is your place to bet on football and everything else. The prop builder is second and on. The motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Head to MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. MyBookie.ag. Promo code PLGP or SGPN. Fucking hell, Barry. And we're also brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. Get the best prices on Novig, available in over 35 states. Download the Novig app, get $50 when you spend $5. Use a promo code SGPN. Get on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. Right, what we're going to do. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do Prediction League. That's what we'll do, because I pulled that up. Prediction League, I'll do overall in a minute. Game week number 9. It's logged me out. Hang on a minute. I'll log back in. Mini leagues, not overall. Game week number 9 was won by... This is good audio, isn't it? Cree. Bloody hell, Cree. Cree's been active on the socials this week. Cree was up there with 12 points, 4 correct results. Good effort. Stephen Begg, 11 points. William Craig with 10. Chris Swain with 9. Lenny had 9 and Ryan had 9. Who else we got down the board? Cam Burke, the overall leader, had 7. I had 7. Bob had 7. Joe Dollar down there with 5. Tiger 4. Barry 4. Andy Williams 4. Betty Bamford 3. Kev Matthews 3. You stink. Simmer stinks on 3. Callum forgot to put them in. What a knob. As did Cordy Backus. Let's shame all the people who forgot. Harry Dougherty, Chelsea forgot to put them in and also got beat off Sunderland. So terrible week for him. Overall then, it is Cam with a 3-point lead, 73 points, Cam, from Chris Swain in second. Cree is back in third. I'm sitting in 5th. Barry is joint 21st, Barry. You suck incredibly hard. So if you remember to get your picks in, so there you go. Danny's, we've got some breaking news in the chat here, and it is kind of relevant, Danny. Is that Brendan Rodgers has left Celtic? And I only mention it because I've been talking a little bit about Scottish football. I did the commentary on Rangers Kilmarnock yesterday, which wasn't very interesting. It was attack v defence. Rangers eventually did enough to beat them. But I stood at kids' football yesterday and spoke to a Celtic fan, a broad Celtic fan, a proper Glaswegian as well. And he wasn't very happy at all. The Bob's game kicked off at 12 at the same time as Celtic's game kicked off. So it was 1-1 sort of halfway through the first half when we were talking about it. And he was absolutely furious with everything that was going on at Celtic. But I was talking to Simmers about Hearts today being owned by Tony Bloom, who is the Brighton and Hove Albion man. And you just think what Brighton do, I know I'm quite disparaging about Brighton. I'm going to talk about Brighton later on, actually. They're one of my picks. But they do have this incredible scouting system, don't they, where they pull all these players from absolutely fucking nowhere and then sell them to Chelsea for a gazillion quid. But so they've done really well. Brighton, they've got in cup semi-finals. They haven't quite broke through. They had a little European adventure, didn't they, a couple of years ago? But for them to win something, it is hard because they need to be better than 8 or 9 or 10 teams. They need to overtake 8 or 9 or 10 teams. But if he can do what he's done at Hearts, they don't need to overtake 8 or 9 or 10 teams. They need to have a good season and beat 2 teams, Celtic and Rangers, one of which Rangers has pretty much already shot the ball for the season anyway. So Hearts have managed to get themselves an 8-point lead, and they just need to hang on. Like, you're going to get 6 weeks out of 7 or 8 where you're playing Livingston and St Mirren and people like that. If you can hold them at bay and then just don't shit the bed in the games against Celtic and Rangers, then I think Hearts are going to be very, very live because they will have access to a ton of decent players. It wouldn't surprise me if you see players going on loan between the two teams. I don't know if was there a Brighton loaner yesterday? I might have made that up. So I did a game in Europe the other night. It might have been. Well, I can't be asked to find that. But yeah, you get the kind of thing I'm saying. So yeah, a little bit of Scottish football chat there. Rangers v Kilmarnock wasn't particularly exciting. Eye catches from the Premier League. I think it's prudent to start with Arsenal, who had a great weekend, but not by virtue of being brilliant themselves. Arsenal did what Arsenal are doing every week, and it's a little bit boring. However, they're not hugely impressive. They walk that fine line between, are we going to score a set piece, yes or no? Like, I think the Atletico Madrid game was the outlier rather than the Palace game. They go from the set piece and they have to keep a clean sheet to win. But they did it, and it's working for them. But where Arsenal's weekend was outstanding was everybody else lost. The main rivals, Manchester City and Liverpool, lost again. So Arsenal got a little handy break on the field there. Liverpool, I just found absolutely hilarious. I absolutely adore it. It was a proper hate watch. How little self-awareness has Arne Slot got? He appears to have completely lost his fucking mind. What's he talking about? Changing the team's a problem. Trying to score goals. How dare people try and do that against us? Everything he says is complete bollocks. The bloke's an awful, absolutely awful person. He's an idiot. And the other thing I took out of this game, and I watched this game quite closely, was how bad Kirkes is. He scored a goal. Don't let that fool you. He was absolutely woeful. Like, whether or not that a little purple patch at Bournemouth, that team, I don't know if that suited him, whatever they were doing. But certainly, the things he was doing didn't look like a player out of form. They look like a player who's not good enough to play at that level. I thought he was absolute dog shit. So long may it continue. I'll drink to that. The worst fans in the sport. Look, I was going to mention Sunderland on their own, but I couldn't bring myself to. It's too be churlish of me. I'm not doing it. But I will bracket Sunderland, Leeds and Burnley all in together as an eye catcher. And because they all won, the three promoted teams won. I worked out the accumulator was round about 40-1 if you'd have backed all three just to win at the weekend. Can you imagine that happening last season, by the way? Absolutely, entirely unthinkable. Southampton, Ipswich and Leicester all went and won on the same day. They couldn't win a game in the same month each. Like, it was ridiculous. So I think we've said it before on the show that what I like most about this aspect of it, obviously Sunderland winning with a load of total random footballers, is in the same measure impressive and entirely head-scratching. And then Leeds and Burnley winning football matches as well. What it does is it's put some other teams in the shit, and it's got us to a place where Wolves and West Ham now look goosed, and there may be another couple of teams who get dragged into it. And it's going to be exciting to see how that pans out, which is what we've missed, really, because there's been absolutely no relegation excitement for 2 seasons. Like, Luton Town in January 2 seasons ago was the nearest we got, when Luton had back-to-back draws or whatever, and everyone's like, oh, well, they've made it to 16 points, they might be all right. And then that was it. No one since then has got close. So hopefully that pans out a little bit into an exciting aspect of the season. And finally, I wanted to mention Nottingham Forest as eye catchers, just because they're fucking useless. And Sean Dyche annoyed me. He seems to be quite well respected in the game. I've seen him interviewed, and he probably is a half-decent bloke. Like, if I was sitting in the pub with him, I assume he'll be all right. He just seems so pleased with himself at all times. And after the Porto win last week, he was just so pleased with himself. He was, listen, lads, all I've done is I've given them the freedom to do what they were. And he was just happy to tell you what he'd done to enable Forest to beat Porto 2-0. It was a bit like, we've talked about players taking penalties in their process. Anthony Gordon was one we got stuck into because he scored a penalty and then decided to do a 7-minute TED talk on his process, which is, well, I have this process and I get the ball and I clear my mind, and then I take 3 deep breaths, and then I tap my left foot on my right foot, then I look at the referee, then I look at the corner flag, and then I'll count to 7, and then I kick it and it went in. Brilliant. But the next week he fucking missed. What happened in his he kicked the ball and it went in the goal in Exhibit A. Exhibit B, he kicked the ball and it didn't go in the goal. And that's what happened to Sean Dyche at the weekend, where all I did was, you did fuck all. You did fuck all on Thursday. You did fuck all on Sunday. I'm not buying it. Absolute bollocks. They just shite. So I was annoyed that they got beat, because if Forest had taken something out of the game, I would have won the Survivor. Me and Simmers have got a live entry left. 600 quid, I think it is. We took Leeds. It's week 9, so there's not many options left. We took Leeds on Friday night, over the moon with that. And there was 3 players left who all had Bournemouth. So a Forest result would have had me in the money. So we're going to have to go again. So there's still 4 players going in next week. So I did cheer on Forest, but that game was dead and buried after 20 minutes. They weren't in it. They just weren't in it at all. Joe Dollars, one man quest to antagonise me, is still going in the chat. Sean Dyche will not be in charge of Newcastle in the next 3 years. And Fefref saying that Bournemouth have been Forest's bogey team. He's right. Didn't they beat you 6-7 or something silly last season? So that was my eye catches for the weekend. And we'll make some EFL picks in a little minute. Underdog is your home for pick'em entries. You can win up to 5,000 times your money. That's a lot. But now in select states, Underdog is team picks. That's right. Sides and totals. Great options for anyone looking to get in on the action. There's a brand new offer for new customers. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds. The sign-up code is SGPN. And Rhythm is crushing it in college football, NFL, and now added NBA too. Rhythm is giving away weekly cash prizes for climbing the leaderboard. You can win up to $1,000 there. The promo code is SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, use promo code SGPN25. Okay, EFL Cup. So there's 8 games here. We're in round 4, so we're in the last 16. Oh, exciting times. 3 games on Tuesday and 5 games on Wednesday. I've made 3 picks. I might have made a few more. And I'm not really blaming Barry, but I did think Barry would make 3 as well, so we could drag these out. I don't know if Barry's made and he's going to post them in the chat or what. If anyone else has got any picks for me, get them stuck in the chat. Good games, actually. Games I haven't covered. Grimsby, Brentford. Obviously, Grimsby knocked out Manchester United hilariously early in the season. And then they had that good win at Sheffield Wednesday. Wycombe Wanderers take on Fulham on Tuesday. The games I haven't touched on Wednesday include Newcastle, Tottenham. I just thought it was too hard. It was too hard for me. Wolves, Chelsea is hard as well. Swansea, Manchester City isn't appealing from a betting point of view, which left the 3 games that I've got. So the first one is 8 o'clock on Tuesday night. Partly wanted to throw Andy Williams a bone. This is Wrexham v Cardiff. So it's a big old, oh my God, hang on a minute. Sorry, everybody, hold the phone. Barry Penaluna has joined. And I don't know if can I take my glasses off? Because Barry is in the hot tub and is in sharp focus. Are you talking, Barry, or are you just going to loll up about?
Well, I've got a pick for this one. I like Wrexham. I'm on Wrexham.
I'm going to be lads. And this was in no way planned at all. If you're not watching this, if you're listening to it on Tuesday or whatever, you're the lucky ones, because Barry, fine figure of a man that he is in the hot tub somewhere in Hungary. Hello, Barry. Are you having a lovely time?
I'm having a lovely time. I'm on the Hungarian red. Yeah. So
isn't Hungary where you're not on the bull's blood? That's Hungarian, bad.
Bull's blood. Do you know about that?
It's a type of red wine, famous red wine, Hungarian red wine. Go and seek it out tomorrow. Oh, you're on the early flight tomorrow, aren't you?
Early flight tomorrow. It's final night, so I thought I might as well nip in the hot tub for one last dip, you know.
Have you got any pants on?
I have got pants on, yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. I haven't.
Spent half a day at the spa as well this morning. I had a lovely day at the spa.
The hot spring thing?
Ooh, all of it. Thermal spa, sauna, plunge pool, ice cold plunge pool. Oh, I've been in and out. Sauna, plunge pool, hot tub, the whole fucking...
Did you have a game of chess with an elderly Hungarian grandmaster?
There was a chess board, but I couldn't find any chess pieces, so I didn't play any chess.
Maybe we went to the same place, Barry, just 25 years apart.
It's quite possible.
Maybe some of my germs entered your mouth today. Some of my ancient germs. That would have been fun. FF's asked if we could just blur out Barry's nipples. Well, yeah, we'll have to do that in post-production because Barry's got quite large Sunday dinner plate nipples. So we'll have to... There's quite a lot of pixels. One of Barry's nipples is about the size of my head. So it is over or under 2,000 pixels per nipple there. Well, that's thrown me a little bit, Barry. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not very...
I thought it might be. That's why I did it.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to discombobulate me. But you've absolutely done it there. Right. So you've got a pick for this Wrexham game. Right, smash it.
Come on, 26 minutes in, you haven't made a pick yet?
Shit, 26 minutes? Fucking hell. I must be so boring in the pub. Like, this is me talking to myself. 26 minutes, and I haven't... Like, if I've actually got actual people to talk to, it's an absolute wonder I've got any friends. Big Welsh derby, this one. Wrexham taking on Cardiff City. Wrexham 5-4 plus 125. The draw 9-4 plus 225. Cardiff 11-5 plus 220. Andy Williams has joined us in the chat. This is a proper derby. No question about it. It's the first time they've played each other since 2002. Cardiff travelling north to the racecourse. There's going to be no messing about at all team news-wise. We very often caveat the EFL Cup with team news warnings. I would do that later on for Liverpool, Palace, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Brighton, that we're getting to. But not this one. They're just going to go absolutely hell for leather. Wrexham have beaten 2 championship sides in Hull and Preston so far in this competition. Then they had a 2-0 home win against League One Reading. Too many draws in the league, really. But they've only got 2 losses in the last 7. They're playing well. Result of the weekend at Middlesbrough was the 1-1 draw at Borough was a decent result. They won their last home game in the league, which was against Oxford. Cardiff are top of League One. They have done well. Won 8 out of 13. But the form line is just undeniably a step down from what Wrexham have been doing. They've lost 3 of the last 6. They've lost 2 of the last 4 against Bolton Wanderers and Burton Albion. Now, I do like the Cardiff manager, gentleman called Brian Barry Murphy. We talked about him on the pre-season EFL show, actually. I think we'll hear more about him. We'll see him at teams higher level soon enough. But I think Wrexham are big enough to bet here outright, 5-4 plus 125. However, I did find a really big price, Baz, because we think this is going to be lively. Over 3.5 yellow cards is juiced at 7-10, minus 142. But 2 cards for each team, Baz, I think is great value. It's 11-8 plus 137. So we're looking at 4 cards as favourite. I think we can get up the ladder there. But 2 cards each is a good price. 11-8 plus 137, 2 cards each. I think Wrexham win. Baz, Courtney is covering her eyes wherever she is. Patrick's dragged her away before she gets wild and rampant. Barry, Wrexham v Cardiff from the tub.
I looked at the fixtures for this. I came out with 2 picks, and the first one was Wrexham moneyline. I think Wrexham are a good price. 5-4, roughly. Yeah. I'll be on Wrexham to win it. I don't mind Joe's pick as well, over 1.5 team total for Wrexham.
Okay. Barry's keeping his comment. Barry's all about the...
I've got no notes here, Malcolm. This is
Why not?
Really off the
I wrote them in waterproof pen on you, Johnson or something. You haven't gone the extra mile here. It's all about the visuals, Barry. We don't need you to be saying anything here. You just loll about in the background. Beautiful stuff, this. Wednesday night, Liverpool Crystal Palace. Liverpool 4-7, minus 175. The draw, 15-4, plus 375. Palace is 7-2, plus 350. I do think the team news will be important. I've already seen a report that Freddie Woodman's going to get a game, I think. Alisson's injured and Mamadashvili has been deputising for him. But I do think Freddie Woodman's going to get a game there. But regardless of the team news, I don't care who puts who out. You can't bet Liverpool. You can kind of see this one of 2 ways. you can take that Frankfurt form line from the Champions League last week, where Liverpool looked great. Well, they didn't look great. They scored plenty goals in an easier game. I've decided, Barry, all foreign teams are shite, by the way. This is going to be a recurring theme over the next few weeks. They're all garbage. Palace are in no way comparable to Frankfurt. But also a team not playing particularly well. Do Liverpool take a few out the firing line? Because there's a few people getting stick, noticeably. Kirkes, Wirtz. I think he will make a few changes. Palace did lose again against Arsenal. So that's, 3 defeats in a row, if you include in the Larnaca game last week. But they were still competitive, and they haven't lost by over a goal. I took Palace +1 on Sunday, got the push. But for your misfiring Liverpool team, I'm confident they won't lose by 2 here. So I'm going to take the same pick. I'll take Palace +1 because I think the very worst we get is the push. And we might, if Palace can nick something, then we can get paid out. So Palace +1 is 9 to 10, -111. Barry, are we coming to you next? I've no idea what the situation is here.
Well, the other game I had a pick for is this one, so it's worked out well because I'll make my selection for this and then I'll drop down. I saw the price for Palace and I thought you've got to try and find a pick for Palace somewhere. And Joe Dollar's taking the same one. I think over 1.5 Palace goals. Liverpool can't defend. They can't keep anyone out. 9-4 +225 for Palace to score 2 goals or more. I think Liverpool will make quite a few changes. And Palace are more likely to be full strength. So yeah, pick for me here is definitely Palace over 1.5 goals team total.
Danny's asking if this is the horniest episode ever. To be fair, it might not be. It's that time of year, Barry. Do you know who's turned up on my timeline again? Who turns up round about Halloween every year on my timeline?
No, it's Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Slutty Velma. Slutty Velma she's just back. I don't know what it is. It's like, get to the 23rd of October, I'll open my phone, bang. Like, no more like Liverpool fans or Ghanaian Arsenal supporters talking about something. Wall-to-wall Slutty Velma for a week. So she's back. So it might be the horniest week ever on the show with a combination of naked Barry and Slutty Velma. Liverpool -1 for Fefwef. I think he's just trying to go boldly against my pick, which is fair enough. I've got to play next in the Arsenal game. Arsenal taking on Brighton and Hove Albion. Arsenal 11 to 25, -227. That's skinny. 3 to 1 the draw. And Brighton being backed in a little bit here from 13 to 2 +650 into 6 to 1. I want to factor Brighton in here. Arsenal suffered a few knocks. So I've already talked about what Arsenal did. We know what Arsenal did yesterday. They did what they always do. They did suffer a few knocks. Saliba, Calafiori, Rice, Martinelli, all looked slightly injured. Arteta definitely is going to make a few changes here. Can you remember, Barry, are you aware how Brighton got on in round 2 and round 3 of this competition?
Yes, I can tell you exactly. Don't be stupid. How would I know that?
Because, Barry, they won 6-0 in both rounds. Record breaking. No one's ever done that.
Yeah. Now you mentioned it, I do remember.
Yeah, so Brighton won 6-0 in rounds 2 and round 3. Now, obviously, Arsenal's a slightly different kettle of fish. But as always, they'll just play however they like. They don't care. Wasn't Saturday a great example, by the way? Well, Brighton was the perfect example of everything I've said about them for the last 6 months. They just didn't give a shit what was going on. Oh, they were brilliant. Lads, you're 2-0 down. That doesn't matter. Let's just crack on. Oh, it's 3-0. Oh, hang on a minute. It's 3-2. They didn't give a fuck. It's a fiasco. It's an absolute fiasco. No one knew the score when they came off. They just got the bus home. What's the score? No one cares. But I did find a way of betting it, didn't I, the weekend? Now, I actually took Brighton as a dog, but in my winning stake in Stilton accumulator, spell that, Brighton team total, because they just don't give a fuck. So we found a way of harnessing Brighton's silliness to our advantage. by getting them on the team total. Even if they make changes, they've just got another 42 5'8" people from Central Europe in a bag. They can just get out and play. Like, do you lot want to play yet? No bother. Didn't the kid score 5 goals in the last round? No one's seen him before or since. Like, some geezer scored 5 times. No, I couldn't tell you his name. No one knows. So I like Brighton as a pick at 13-2 or 6-1 now. I like Brighton to qualify just because they won't give a shit. Brighton will go out and beat. They knocked Arsenal out of this 2 years ago, I think, in this competition at this stage. 2 draws last time. Brighton to qualify at 3-1 is live. The Brighton team total is 3-1. They score fucking goals against anyone. And Arsenal are going to make changes. It's going to be Mosquera, Waneri, people like that. And the Brighton team total over 2.5 goals is 12-1. Yes, Barry, you might well pull a face. 12-1 there. Any version of Brighton stuff you like. So Brighton to win, Brighton to qualify, Brighton to score 2, Brighton to score 3. Brighton. Barry, any thoughts on that?
I love it. Anything like that. Big bold picks in the EFL Cup's all good. I've got nothing else. I'm out.
You got nothing?
And
go on.
I'm out of wine, so I'm going to get out of this hot tub in a moment. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to get out of here and carry on listening in the YouTube chat. But
well, that's right. Now, Baz, I'll be signing off in about 90 seconds, by the way.
All right, well, I'll just wait till the end then. I thought you might have had more.
No, I only made 3 picks. I thought we were going to make 3 each. Obviously, there's no kick-off this week because one less than you. Barry's
about the standard, isn't it? Midweek shows.
Yeah, that's true. Barry's cards would get wet in the hot tub. And it's half-time, don't forget. 3802 is in the chat. Firstly, having a go at Joe, which is good. Keep that up. And asking if we feel good for Sheffield Wednesday. It's a bit of a weird one because I probably do care. But Sheffield Wednesday have annoyed me so much in the last couple of years. I actually didn't give a shit. But that's just me being really petty and childish because I'm fully aware of what a football club means to its community. So, yeah, in a couple of years when I'm less bothered that Sheffield Wednesday annoyed me, this is probably a good thing. It's still going to take a lot of getting out of, but there you go. And I think that's me done. Are you returning to this country at any point, Barry, so we can do a show on the Prem?
Yes. I'm on a flight in about 11 hours' time. So I'm back in the country tomorrow.
All right, okay.
So we'll be back to normal Thursday. And I'll give a bit of a recap on the trip across Central Europe.
Good. So there's no Friday night game in the Prem. There's no Saturday lunchtime in the Prem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games on Saturday, Baz. So yeah, Thursday night seems like a good plan then. Just keep an eye out for the schedule because, as always, it's a little bit of a movable feast. I've got nothing else to tell you, Barry. Anything before we let the people go?
No, I need to go and get some sleep, really.
Okay.
Before this flight.
Thank you for joining us, Baz. That was it was unexpected and surprising and mildly erotic. I enjoyed all of it. So there you go. Thanks everyone in the chat. The chat was good fun as per usual. I'm delighted we had some winning picks at the weekend. Hopefully we can make some winners this midweek and then we'll get stuck into the Prem again. Enjoy your week, everybody. Enjoy your football. Good luck with your bets and we will see you all down the road. Cheers.